So good morning. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
You're able to see the slides, no?
Yes, sir.
You are able to see the slides, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So in this, in today's lecture, we will see this quality function deployment. So what is it? So here, first thing is we must understand. Customers should be satisfied. And the second thing is the customer has some wants or requirements. Customer has got some requirements. And the third one is the company has got some technical descriptors for each of them. Now, whenever these things, whenever there is a customer desire requirements, if you see some of the customer requirements will be conflicting. So they will be conflicting. So I will give an example. So for example, if you take a mobile phone, they want it to be very light. Just I'm giving a crude example. It may not be very anything. The customer requirement will be, they want a very lightweight material. And the second requirement is it should be reasonable cost. Now these are conflicting requirements. So the reason is now when you go for a light material like good polymer, because you know very well strength of materials you studied, whenever if you increase the thickness when we are using steel, naturally it will be very durable and other things. So they want a reasonable cost. Lightweight means strength should be compensated. Strength should be. So if you see all the materials, whenever it is lightweight as well as of good strength, because lightweight and the strength is not good means there is no use. So all lightweight materials are expensive. So many times these types of conflicting objectives should be addressed. So customer will, so nowadays you see customers they want everything in the life and they want it to be low cost. Even whenever we want dosa, for example, we go to a restaurant, we want the dosa should be very tasty, the ingredients should be of good quality, service should be good, but the cost we will pay only 45 rupees or 50 rupees. So, and we want it to be we want all the thing, everything we want, and we want to be at reason. So these conflictive objectives, so that has to be addressed in something called technical descriptives. So company, so this customer requirements is one side. So the other side is the technical descriptors. So we have to match them. End of the day, the customer should not be unsatisfied. Customer satisfied. So for this, there is a tech tool called House of Quality. Actually, the name of the tool is House of Quality, and the process is called quality function deployment. So what are the various steps? How do you go about this quality function? I'm going to give one example, which is going to be a camera. For example, it is not a digital camera. So please understand, whatever camera which we are discussing is not a digital camera. Normal, we will be using paint and things. So it's a very old PPT, but anyway, it explains the concepts very well. So voice of the customer, I'm going to tell something about how do you get the voice of customers? We have already seen focus group. Last time customer orientation, we have seen focus group is there, questionnaire is there, so many things. How to get the requirements from the customer, we have seen there are many techniques. Focus group is one thing, questionnaire is a very popular tool. So first thing is when you want to QFD, end of the class, you will learn how to construct the house of quality. So first thing is we have to identify what are the requirements of the customer. What does the customer want? So, for example, if you take a mobile phone, you will tell so many things. What are the requirements? So, what thing? Say refrigerator. All these things. Now, what we have to identify. That is called voice of the customer. Identify how the goods or service will satisfy the customer wants. The third step is very important. Product how. That is called technical descriptors. So, company will have something. So, I will give an example. Customer say, I want a lightweight material. Now, lightweight material, you're a mechanical engineer, either we can use aluminum or we can use polymer. Nowadays, aluminum is expensive. Strength is very good. You will understand. It may not be as good as strength, but as good as steel. So clear. So now company has to decide whether to use steel or aluminum or polymer. So they have three choices. You know, material science you studied, mechanical engineer, various steps. You know what is what are the advantages of polymer, what are the advantages of steel. Of course, you know steel, there is a problem. Steel, everything is fine. It is not lightweight. You know the density of the steel is 9.8 grams per cc, whereas the density of aluminum is around 2.8 cc, around 1/3. So that means the weight is, so whenever lightweight means we have to go for aluminum. So the company, that is called product house. So the customer says, I want light. Nowadays, no, we don't want anything heavy. We want good strength, by weight. We want everything to be light. So the next example is a tennis racket. So previously, they were using some wood and other things. 30 years when John Bogue and McEnroe, they were playing, around 30 years back. So they were, now all the tennis rackets are made up by composite materials. So their strength is very good and they are very lightweight. You will be very surprised. Fiber reinforced FRP, that is called FRP, fiber reinforced plastic, all composite materials. They are extremely light as well as their strength is also very good. But of course, they are very expensive. So this is company side. So the customer says, I want lightweight material. But the headache of the company, the customer will say, I want a lightweight material. Nowadays, everything they want lightweight material. Television, whatever we want, we don't want it to be heavy. But when it comes to company, they have to decide the material, whether to go for steel, whether to go for aluminum, or whether to go for polymer. So this is one small example I'm giving. So this way we have to map the customer requirements into the technical requirements. So company material, selection of material, same way selection of process. So basically it is going to be a compromise. How they are related. So that is what we are going to do the mapping. The house of quality, we are going to relate the customer requirements with the technical descriptions, company requirement. Then the next step is identify the relationship between the firm's house. So that is the next. Within the whatever technical descriptors, there will be interrelationship. So that will be the roof of the house. And then importance ratings. So for example, now the customer says, for me, cost is not a problem. Even if you charge 20,000 rupees for a tennis racket, no problem for me. Cost is not a problem. So we have to see the importance. So if the customer says, normally, the tennis racket will be around 3,000, 4,000, even badminton racket, anything if you take, normal cost is 4,000, something like that. The usual market cost is 3,000, 4,000, something like that. But if the customer says, even I'm ready to pay 25,000. So the importance rating, cost is not very important. So we can go, only thing is they want lightweight means you can go for expensive composite material. So we can, within the customer requirements, we can have the ratings, which is going to be important. So we can ask the customer whether cost is important for you or whether lightweight is important for you. In the camera, I'm going to take whether handling easy to ergonomic design is going to be important. So like that, now we have to develop the ratings. So the customer will have many requirements. So you should have which is more important for you. So that is the next step. And then evaluating comes. So this quality function deployment, it evaluates along with your competing product. So that is very important. You do wonderful something. The next day your competitor also will do. That is a problem with mobile phone. That is what now everything almost one mobile phone manufacturer gives some feature, the next day the other person also will give. So you evaluate with the competing products. So that is how you develop your product. So that the idea is your customer should not be unsatisfied. So that conflicting objective, the conflicting requirements of the customer and the company, whatever company requirements. So how do you map them and you evaluate with the competing products? So there are some competing products. You take I'm going to give an example. Two companies you take. So whatever our customer requirements, you try to evaluate with give some ratings, and finally you see that our company should be better than the remaining competing products and compare performance to the desirable technical attributes. So finally the performance we have to do the thing. So these are the various steps of this PFD. Now this is the house of quality. That is what we have to do the customer. So this relationship matrix is the center of the house. So left hand side, the left wall is going to be the what customer wants. So whatever customers, in the example, you will understand what the customers and how we are satisfying. That is the technical requirement company. So example, I am telling you, the customer will say lightweight material. But how do you come? Technical description is material selection. So this way, so how do we are satisfying, or in other words, what are going to be the technical descriptors? And in this one, we have to give the important rating. So, you know, the customer will have many requirements. In this example, which I'm going to discuss in another 5 minutes, we are going to have some 5 requirements. So out of the 5 requirements, they are giving a rating, which is the most important, number 1, which is the next important, and finally, which is the least important. All the 5 requirements. So you give ratings for the customer requirements. So based on that, you try to satisfy the customer requirement. Sorry with me. So here, the customer requirements. In the example, I'm going to give 5 requirements. You develop ratings 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then here you will have how you are satisfying technical descriptors. And then you try to have the relationship between them. So whether we can have whether they are strongly related, the customer requirement. So for example, steel, for example, material is here. Here, lightweight material is the customer requirement. Here, the material aluminum is there. So how they are? That means they are strongly related. Lightweight material and material selection, they are going to be strongly related. So this way, no, you find out whether they are strongly related or weakly related or moderately related. So as we go on, when I give the example, you will understand this. And then the right side wall is about the competitive assignment. So you take some 2 company A, company B, nearest competitors. For example, Samsung is our product. So some of the Oppo is the nearest competitor. So nearest 2 competitors, you try to compare the competitive thing. You try to, and then you have the target values. I think this when I give the example, you understand. Then you do the technical evaluation. Finally, you arrive out what is the technical. The main idea of this house of quality is to find out what are the technical specifications which will satisfy the customer wants. Because here it is a compromise. All of them cannot. Then if everything, if you are trying to satisfy, it will be very, very expensive, and then you will not be in the market. So this is called house of quality. So in the examination, you must draw the house of quality. I will give some component. I will give some product as service. So where you have to first all the steps, whatever we are following in this example, you have to follow, and then you have to do the thing. So please remember, left side is customer, whatever the requirements of the customer. The roof is going to, the ceiling is going to be the technical descriptors or how to satisfy. This is what, this is how. Then interrelationship is the roof, and then this center portion is the relationship between the customer wants and the technical descriptors. Right side wall is, and the foundation is going to be very important. Always, you know, whenever a house is there, so what is going to be the target value? How do you evaluate the technical evaluation? So now we will take an example. So now this is the camera. So this is the camera. Don't think this is a digital camera because paint mixing and other things. So they have identified for some 5 important customer requirements, and then they have identified some 6 technical descriptors. So customer requirement is what the customer wants. How means how we are going to satisfy, that is a company descriptors. So your team has been charged with designing a new camera for this company. The first action is to construct the house of quality. So we are going to construct the house of quality. So now the left wall alone. So what the customer wants. So they have identified the camera should be lightweight, easy to use. It should be reliable. Reliable means durable. Once you buy a camera, it should come for minimum of 10 to 15 years. Easy to hold. Ergonomic is going to be very important. So nowadays, nowadays camera business has come because of mobile phones. Camera business has come down. If at all somebody is using the camera, ergonomics, it should be while holding, it should be easier to hold. And of course, color is going to be very important. So these are the 5 important things. So now customer important. So what they have found out is 5 means important. Customer rating 5 is the highest. So reliability, customer says reliability is very important for them. Next is easy to use. Next is it should be lightweight and then easy to work. Color corrections. So normally in a color correction, they have they know how to do. So in case of assuming that it's not a digital camera, different paints will be available and then they will be mixed together and finally you get the image. So now, so customer wants will come on the left side. This is the left wall of the house. So the house is going to be something like this. Now these are the, so this is going to come in the top, yellow. So this one. So left side customer wants. How to satisfy are technical descriptors. So what are the technical descriptors? Low electricity. The company will say, whenever camera, of course, you know very well, camera, electricity, not like refrigerator, because refrigerator consumes electricity. Camera, electricity, nowadays, mostly they are consumed by battery, it's going to be battery. So, of course, this company, they have taken this as a, how to satisfy the low electricity requirements, aluminum components, autofocus, auto exposure, paint palette, and ergonomic design. So, these are the six technical descriptors by which we are going to satisfy the customer wants. So customer has got some five requirements. So these are the technical descriptors or how we are going to satisfy the things. So we are going to have low energy requirements, aluminum components, autofocus, auto exposure, paint palette, and then ergonomic design. So this is how these are going to be technical. So these are going to be the ceiling of the house. So now we are trying to have the relationship. So this is very important. In the examination, no, this is going to be relationship. So now lightweight, if unfortunately here, if you see here, high relationship or strong relationship, that means circle, green circle with a dot. Moderate relationship means just a green circle. Low relationship, just a dot, So this is how you try to map whatever the customer requirements, you try to map with the technical descriptors offered by the company. So first thing is each requirement, you see whether they are strongly related or whether they are moderately related or whether they are very lowly related or they are not related. Because many times, many of them, for example, lightweight means it will aluminum components. So if you see the previous slide, aluminum is the second one. So this is the second one. So this should be strongly, aluminum components and lightweight should be strongly related. So autofocus, paint is the fifth one, ergonomics is the sixth one. So just a few examples I'll give. So for lightweight, second one is aluminum. So it is moderately related. So here easy to hold and ergonomics, sixth is ergonomics. So they are strongly related. And some of them relationship will not be there. Everywhere there won't be relative. For example, lightweight and ergonomics, there is something. Whereas lightweight and autofocus, there is no relationship. That means leave it. So this way you try to get the relationship matrix. So this lightweight and the second column, unfortunately, is not. Second column is aluminum component. So they are moderately related. So now reliable. First one is electricity requirement. So electricity requirement and reliability, they are moderately related. So easy to hold, ergonomics. Color correction, paint. So fifth one is paint. Color correction and paint, they are strongly related. So this way you try to map them. So in the examination, I'm giving a product. You know, some 5 important customer requirements you find out. Then company point of view. Customer will say something, I want lightweight paint. But company will say material, aluminum material or steel. Company will decide ergonomic design of the components. So in other words, this main purpose of this constructing this house of quality is to convert the customer requirements into design requirements, so that the customer is satisfied. So for that only we are doing this mapping. So this is how you develop the relationship matrix. Now moving on. Now the next stage is interrelationship between the technical descriptors, whether they are related. So for example, this low electricity requirements and autofocus, they are related. You see, within the technical descriptors, what is it? That is going to be the roof of the house of quality. So they are all strongly related. For example, if you take low electricity requirement and autofocus, auto exposure, they are strongly related. That's why you have the circle like this. Same way, electricity requirements and paint palette. So they have some strong relationship in there. Same way, autofocus and paint palette. So this way, within the technical descriptors, whether what is the interrelationship. So not between the customer requirement. So within this technical descriptors, whatever company, technical descriptor means company requirements, company. So within the company requirements of the camera, whether what is the interrelationship? So all of them are strongly related and other things are not related. So for example, low electricity requirement has no relationship with the ergonomic design. So that's why nothing is there. So this way, this roof of the thing, you try to and then importance ratings. So this is how technical descriptors, they are ratings. So for example, the fifth one is paint palette, they have given importance ratings. They are given some numbers they are given. So based on some scientific thing they have done, which is not the scope of our thing. Whereas a material selection is very least one, 9. Material relationship is very less. Whereas this paint palette is going to be the highest, 32. Whereas the other things are all equally important. Autofocus, auto exposure, and this is the ergonomic designs, all of them. So just 1 minute. No. Now, so this is how the relationship is there. So this relationship, so importance ratings we have to see 22, 9, 27, 27, 32, 25. So this way for all the company requirements, we are finding out the importance ratings. Now after that, competitive assessment. 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute, 1 minute, just wait for 1 minute. So the competitive assessment. So next is the competitive. So company A, company B, for lightweight, what that. So we can very easily comparison. For example, we can find out, if, for example, Samsung is using one plastic, the other Oppo what plastic. So this we can compare. So company A, it is good. Company A, the lightweight, it is good. Whereas company B, it is poor. Whereas reliability, this is good. Because, lightweight and this is the problem. So if you want to increase the reliability, don't go for light, because lightweight material, there is always a problem. Lightweight material, there is always a problem. So reliability is good. So this company B, even though they are lightweight, they are not using lightweight, their reliability is good. Whereas the company A, it is only fair. So this is how compromise. So each factor, when you see lightweight, it is good. It is good. Whereas when it comes to reliability, it is only fair. It is going to be fair. So this way, the company, you make the assessment of the competitors, company A and company B, you make. So that is the another wall. That is going to be the another wall. And finally, these are the foundation. We are target values and foundation. So energy, if you see the energy requirements, 0.5 amperes. So this is the target value. So these are because I don't know whether every product, whether you'll be able to do, but anyway, you try to, some target values you should have. So electricity requirements, you studied electrical engineering, some value you give 0.5 amperes. So it should be amperes should be less. So target value, so these are the technical attributes. So the camera should have only the amperage should be 0.5 amperes. And then second one, relatively they have material. For steel means they are given some 75%, something like that. So relatively some percentage for material they are given something. And then for auto exposure, they have some criteria. Don't worry about what is it. And in case of auto exposure, 2 circuits. If you have 2 circuits, exposure will be very good. And then the fifth one, paint is failure per 10,000. So when the color they are going to mix. If it is not digital camera, even if it's digital also, mixing is going to take place. So 1 per 1,000 means it's okay. One photograph you will not get properly. And then panel ranking. So for ergonomic design, whether easy to hold, they formed a panel and they found it. So company A, it is good. Company B, it's fair. So our company, it's good. So this way you have the technical evaluation. Moving on, this is how the final house is there. So left side, we have the customer requirements. Top ceiling, we are having the technical descriptors of the company. Roof is interrelationship of the thing. The right side wall is competitive assessment. And then in the foundation, We have the importance ratings. So that means these are all very foundation is also very important. We have all the importance ratings. Then target values. So for every customer in technical requirements, we have some target value. For example, lower energy, we have amperes. In case of material, we are evaluating our company with the remaining company. So for one company A, it is 60%, material selection is 60% satisfied. Here it is 50% satisfied. Our target should be 75%. So we are going for aluminum. Of course, here reasonable cost is not there. So cost does not come into the picture. That means it is not important. So we can go for aluminum. So if cost comes into picture, we cannot go for aluminum. Aluminum is a bit expensive. So this is how we construct the outcome quality. These are all sequences. And quickly I'll tell benefits of thing I'll tell, and we'll stop for this class. So I think 2 PPTs I'm having. So just I'll give the PPTs, just you can go through them. And of course, this book also is there. I'll give so all these things, steps, how to form everything I will give. Okay, benefit is not there. So what I'll do is I'll show one more example quickly. We will see, and then we'll wind for the class. So this is from the textbook example. So just I'll try to. Okay, so this is a racing bike. So this is an example is racing bike. So just for you to understand, you see these are the seven customer requirements. So this is a racing bike. It should be reasonable cost. These are aesthetic. They are divided into two. Customer voice of customer. They are divided into two. One is aesthetics. The other one is performance. So the customer says reasonable cost, then aerodynamic look, nice finish, corrosion resistant. So these are all very important. Any racing bike, no, these are all going to be very important. Then when it comes to performance, it should be lightweight, strength should be good, durable, reliable. Previously we used reliable. Now we are using durable. Of course, there is a small relationship between reliability and durability, so which is not our problem. So next thing is technical descriptors. So this is what the customer wants. Left side wall. Whereas top ceiling is technical descriptors, how we are satisfying the customer. So material selection and manufacturing. So steel, aluminum, titanium, and then process, whether welding, die casting, so like that. Then we are trying to get the relationship. And then we have the assessment company, other assessments, other company, importance of the customer, target value. So all these things here, it depends. Foundation and right side wall. Here it is given in the year. It is given here. So anywhere. And then technical comparison with the competitor. They have done here actually. In the other one, they have given like anywhere. It's a small thing only. And then so this is how you convert the voice of the customer requirements into technical requirements. So with this, I will stop for this class. Only thing is I want to make 2 announcements. So coming Wednesday, there is no class. So Wednesday, there is no class. I will take class on Friday. And this class, I will reschedule in the weekend. So the Wednesday class, I'm not going to take. I have some other work. I will not be taking the class. So that class will be rescheduled in the weekend. Of course, Friday we have the class, no problem. Number 2 is already I have taken one video recording. That is employee involvement. First model, there is one topic, employee involvement. So that 40-minute video I have already, it is available in MS Team, as well as I have sent a mail. So just to go through that video, if at all any doubt is there, chat. Because assignment weekend I'll give, because another 3 or 4 days I'm a bit busy. I will give the assignment. I will give time, sufficient time. After the CAT examination, I will give some 5 or 6 days. So only thing is weekend I am going to give the assignment, digital assignment 1. You can do it. It will maximum take 1.5 hours. I will give after the CAT examination. I will give at least 1 week so that you can complete the thing. So with this, I will stop for this class. We will meet on Friday, not on Wednesday. So Wednesday, there is no class.
Okay, sir.
Okay. I'll just 1 minute, I'll take attendance.